Why would a multimillionaire choose not to own a house? Sounds strange, doesn't it? Welcome to the paradox of the millionaire mindset, a realm where traditional notions of wealth and success are flipped on their heads. If you're imagining a multimillionaire, you're likely picturing a sprawling mansion, shiny luxury cars, and an extravagant lifestyle. It's a common perception, but not always accurate. Let's dive into this unconventional perspective, where the cliched image of a wealthy homeowner doesn't always align with reality. This video is about breaking through stereotypes, challenging the status quo, and offering a fresh lens to view wealth and success. It's about understanding that having millions in the bank doesn't always equate to owning a house. You might be asking, why would someone with the means to buy a house choose not to? It's a fair question, and the answer is a bit more complex than you might think. It's not about being unable or unwilling to afford a home. It's about choice, flexibility, and a different view of what constitutes a good investment. In the upcoming scenes, we'll delve into the personal experiences and reasons behind this choice. We'll explore the freedom that comes from renting, the financial flexibility it offers, and the surprising revelation that real estate isn't always the best investment. We'll also touch on the emotional aspects, the peace of mind that comes from not being tied down to a mortgage, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. But for now, let's leave it at this. Being a multimillionaire doesn't automatically mean you're a homeowner. It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it? It's a testament to the idea that wealth isn't just about what you own, it's about how you choose to live your life and where you choose to invest your resources. Stay tuned to discover this unconventional approach to wealth and living. This is the Millionaire's Paradox, a journey into a world where the norms of wealth are not as clear-cut as they seem. We often equate wealth with property ownership, but is that always true? Picture this, the stereotypical millionaire. What comes to mind? A lavish mansion, a fleet of luxury cars, a private jet perhaps? But let me tell you something, these are just stereotypes, and stereotypes are a far cry from reality. So what's the real story? The reality is that a majority of millionaires live quite modestly. They drive dependable cars, not necessarily luxury ones. They live in comfortable houses, not necessarily palatial mansions. They are more likely to be found shopping at a discount store than at a high-end boutique. Why? Because they understand the value of money and the importance of financial discipline. Some of the wealthiest people in the world have been known to live frugally. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, still lives in the same house he bought in the 1950s for $31,500. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, is often seen wearing the same gray t-shirt. The point? They don't equate their self-worth with material possessions. Stereotypes can be misleading. They create an illusion that can lead us astray. We've been conditioned to believe that the more you own, the wealthier you are. But wealth isn't just about ownership. It's about financial freedom. It's about having options. It's about security. Chasing after material possessions can often lead to a cycle of debt and financial insecurity. Millionaires understand this. They understand that wealth is not just about what you can buy, but about what you can do. They understand that wealth is not about impressing others, but about creating a life that brings fulfillment and happiness. It's time to challenge our preconceived notions about wealth and success. It's time to break away from the stereotypes and understand that wealth is not just about property ownership. It's about financial freedom, it's about security, it's about living a life that you love. So let's start redefining what it means to be wealthy. Because wealth is not about the things you own, it's about the life you live. Imagine the freedom of living anywhere, anytime, no strings attached. Now let's dive into the world of renting. When you rent, you are free from the chains of a mortgage and the responsibility of property maintenance. It's like having an all-access pass to the world. Throughout my journey, I've enjoyed the flexibility that renting provides. I've lived in bustling cities where skyscrapers kiss the sky, and in quiet countryside homes where the chirping of birds is the only sound that breaks the silence. I've experienced the charm of small towns, the vibrancy of cosmopolitan cities, and the tranquility of secluded retreats. Renting has allowed me to change my environment as often as I change my mind. And it's not just about the location, it's about the lifestyle. I've lived in penthouses with panoramic city views, cozy cottages with rustic charm, and modern apartments equipped with the latest amenities. Each home was unique, each experience different, and each time I had the freedom to pack up and move when I wanted to experience something new. When you rent, you have the liberty to explore. You can live in a place for a few months or a few years, depending on how much you like it. If you crave a change of scenery or a new cultural experience, you just need to find a new rental. There's no need to worry about selling a property or finding a tenant. Sometimes people question the financial wisdom of renting. "Aren't you throwing money away?" they ask. But I see it differently. I view the cost of renting as an investment in experiences, in flexibility, and in freedom. It's a price I willingly pay for the ability to wake up in different cities, to meet new people, to embrace new cultures. Renting, for me, is not a temporary arrangement until I can afford to buy a house. It's a conscious choice that aligns with my values and lifestyle. It's about freedom, flexibility, and the joy of experiencing life in all its diversity. The world becomes your playground when you're not tied down to a single property. Ever thought about the financial commitments that come with owning a property? It's not just a matter of a down payment and a mortgage. There's a whole host of other costs that can catch you off guard if you're not prepared. Let's start with the basics. Mortgage payments. These are typically the largest monthly expense for homeowners. And while it's true that mortgage rates are at historic lows, that doesn't mean they're insignificant. Even a modest mortgage can eat up a large chunk of your monthly income. Then there's property taxes. Depending on where you live, these can be steep. They're based on the assessed value of your property, meaning they can fluctuate from year to year. And they're not optional. Failure to pay property taxes can result in a lien against your home, and in worst-case scenarios, foreclosure. And we haven't even touched on maintenance and repair costs. From a leaky roof to a broken furnace, owning a home means you're on the hook for any issues that arise. And trust me, they always seem to arise at the least convenient times. Now compare all of that to the simplicity of renting. With renting, you have one monthly payment that covers your housing costs. No surprise tax bills, no sudden repair costs. Just one predictable, manageable payment each month. And there's another advantage to renting that often gets overlooked: financial flexibility. When you rent, you're not tied down to a property. If your financial situation changes, you can move to a more affordable place. Or if you get a job offer in a different city, you can easily relocate without worrying about selling a house. So, while owning a home may be a dream for many, it's not always the most financially savvy move. Before taking the plunge, it's important to consider all the costs and commitments that come with homeownership. Renting, on the other hand, can provide a surprising amount of financial flexibility. Real estate is a safe investment, right? Well, not always. Let's delve into this. Investing in real estate is often touted as a surefire way to grow wealth. You buy a property, the property appreciates, and voila, you're richer than you were before. But things aren't always that straightforward. First, let's tackle the elephant in the room: risk. Every investment carries some level of risk, and real estate is no exception. Think about the housing market crash of 2008. Many people who thought they were making a safe bet on real estate ended up losing a lot of money. And while such drastic market crashes may not happen often, they do happen. Then there's the issue of liquidity. Real estate is not a liquid asset. You can't just decide to sell your property and have the cash in your bank account the next day. It can take months, sometimes even years, to sell a property. And during that time, you're still responsible for maintaining it and paying any associated costs. Now let's compare real estate to other investment opportunities. Take stocks, for instance. They're much more liquid than real estate. You can buy and sell stocks with the click of a button. And while they can be volatile, historically, the stock market has provided a higher rate of return than real estate. Bonds, too, can be a safer bet than real estate. They provide regular income and are generally considered to be lower risk. Starting a business, while it carries its own set of risks and challenges, can also offer higher returns than real estate. So what's the bottom line? Real estate can be a good investment, but it's not always the best one. It's important to consider the risks, the potential returns, and your own financial goals and situation. Diversification is key to building and maintaining wealth. Investing in a variety of assets, including but not limited to real estate, can help you spread out your risk and maximize your potential returns. So, don't put all your eggs in the real estate basket. Diversify and let your wealth grow. Let's not forget, there's more to life than money. After all, we're emotional creatures, aren't we? We're not merely calculators crunching numbers, but people who feel, dream, and yearn for peace of mind. So, let's dive into the emotional aspects of owning a house versus renting. When you own a house, it's like having a perpetual toddler that constantly needs attention. There's always something that needs fixing, updating, or replacing. It's a never-ending cycle of maintenance and repairs. The roof leaks, the basement floods, the furnace breaks down, and let's not even get started on the yard work. The to-do list can sometimes feel overwhelming, leading to stress and anxiety. And then there's the emotional roller coaster of the housing market. Will the value go up? Will it go down? You're constantly watching the market, worrying about your investment. It's like being on a never-ending seesaw of emotions. On the other hand, renting can provide a certain peace of mind. You're not tied down by a mortgage or worried about property taxes and home insurance. If something breaks, you can simply call your landlord. No need to worry about the cost of repairs or the hassle of finding a reliable contractor. Renting can also offer emotional freedom. You're not bound to one place. If you get a new job or just want a change of scenery, you can easily pack up and move. There's a certain liberation in knowing that you're not tied down, that you can pick up and go whenever you want. Yes, owning a home can provide a sense of achievement, a feeling of stability, but it also comes with a fair share of stress and worry. Renting, on the other hand, can offer peace of mind, freedom, and flexibility. It's not just about the financial aspect, but also about your emotional well-being. Sometimes, the best investment is in your peace of mind. So, why would a multimillionaire choose not to own a house? That's the million-dollar question we've been exploring throughout our discussion today. Let's take a moment to revisit the key points we've discussed to help answer this intriguing paradox. Firstly, we challenge the conventional wealth stereotypes. The idea that being wealthy equals owning an opulent mansion is a dated concept. Just as success is individually defined, so is the idea of wealth. For some, it could mean a lavish villa overlooking the sea, while for others, it might be the flexibility to live wherever they want, whenever they want. Which brings us to our second point, the freedom of renting. Renting can offer an unparalleled sense of liberty. It allows you to explore different neighborhoods, cities, or even countries without the burden of a mortgage. You're not tied down to a single location, and you can adapt your living situation to match your current needs or whims. Next, we touched upon the financial flexibility that comes with being a tenant rather than a homeowner. Owning a house isn't just about the buying price. There are property taxes, maintenance costs, insurance, and the list goes on. These costs can quickly add up, creating a financial burden. Renting, on the other hand, allows you to invest your wealth in diverse portfolios, potentially offering higher returns and financial security. We also discussed that real estate isn't always the golden goose of investments. While property can be a worthwhile investment, it's not a guaranteed path to riches. Market fluctuations, property devaluation, and the risk of natural disasters are all factors that could impact the value of a property. Thus, not owning a house can sometimes be a safer bet, financially speaking. Lastly, we delved into the emotional aspect. Owning a house can be a source of stress for many. The constant upkeep, the fear of damage, the commitment to one place can all weigh heavy on one's mind. Renting, however, can relieve some of these pressures, leading to a more peaceful and content lifestyle. So, circling back to our initial question, we can see that a multimillionaire might choose not to own a house for a variety of reasons. It's a decision that hinges on personal preferences, financial strategies, lifestyle choices, and emotional well-being. In the end, it's about choosing the path that aligns with your lifestyle, goals, and peace of mind. Maybe for some, that path doesn't include a house. So, whether you're a multimillionaire or just someone dreaming about what you'd do with a windfall, remember that success and wealth don't come with a one-size-fits-all blueprint. Your journey is your own, and only you can decide what's best for you.